What's up, folks? So the system is ready. We're now plotting with the MadMax plotter on Windows, and before we jump into results, I'll show you a little upgrade I've done. So I did install 256 gigabytes of RAM, so now we have 250 gigs of RAM. And the way the MadMax setup, it's set up as described in the description, for the MadMax, through the RAM disk. So we dedicated to 128 gigabytes for temporary 2 directory, where 75% writes are expected, and the rest of the 128 gigs just for the system to run. And this system actually requires at least 45 gigs while it's plotting, because it's too many cores and each core uses at least approximately half gig of RAM. So do the math. And yep, that's where this upgrade is coming for. Everything else still the same. We have another M.2 from Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabytes for the temp 2 directory. And yep, let's just jump into the details. Half of the plotter screen just covered. There is some public keys that I don't want to show, but let me just zoom a little closer. So let's start somewhere from the new schedule. All right, so here you go. As you can see, the total plot creation time is 1,470 seconds, which is equivalent to 24 minutes. So generally, this is very consistent. Every plot, it just generates one plot at a time. So every plot generates in 24 minutes. If you scroll up, you will see that the details are pretty much consistent. The total plot creation 24.6 again. Let's go a little more up. Another plot created 24.5. So pretty much it stays 24 minutes with some change, which we not counted. But it's in terms of 24/7 hours, this is equivalent to 60 plots per day. And yep, let me just jump into the stage, because it's still plotting. It's a little refreshing, so I'm just trying to navigate through. All right, here is the plot name, and the phase 1 starts. Boom, table 1, 2, 3, 4, and the phase 1 has been completed in 700 seconds. Then the phase 2 starts. As you can see, all the tables are created with the timing as expected, and the phase 2 took 250 seconds. And same for the phase 3, 300 seconds. And then when the fourth phase completed, and gives you the total plot creation time, including all 4 phases, which is equivalent to 24 minutes. And again, this is Ryzen processor. We are running a little bit overclocks, which is, first of all, it's a Threadripper 3970X running at 4.2 megahertz, 1.38 volts on CPU, and with excessive cooling system from Coolants. Let me go back to that thing. It's cooled by the Coolants ambient system. I wish I can connect it to the chiller and run with the chiller, because it's a little bit, it's not too hot, but it's warmer than I was expected. So the temps are pretty much stays around 70 degrees. I don't have to show you here, but it's around approximately 70 degrees when running at full speed. And the thing with this Ryzen processor, it's not always reaches 100% CPU utilization. It just pretty much stays around like 90-95. Right now, as you can see, it's 60, depending on the phase it's currently on. So the phase 1, phase 2, probably the most demanding one, but it's still, as you can notice right now, it's only 66% of all cores. If you jump through logical processor, you will see some cores are still empty and are all otherwise. Even we dedicated all 64 cores, which it shows right here. Number of threads, the number of threads, 64. And the cores is 32. So as you can see, it started heating up. Probably the stage, oh no, stays the same, consistent. Yep, here is again CPU Z. And in comparison to Intel processor, which is right here, we have 10980XE Extreme Edition Intel processor. I have another screen right here, it's also plotting. And to compare, as you can see, the Intel processor utilizes 100% of CPU. However, here we only have 18 cores or 36 threads, which is almost double less than from Threadripper. But the results are very interesting. Even it has less cores, the actual time performance much faster. As you'll see right here, the total plot creation time was only 21 minutes instead of 24, excluding the change. So literally this one, three minutes faster from the Ryzen AMD processor. But this data is not that consistent as with Threadripper. If we scroll up a little bit and see how many minutes it took for the previous plot. The previous plot creation was actually 28 minutes now. If you scroll up again to see which plot before that one was again 21 minutes. You scroll a little bit more up, you will notice there is another plot that was completed in 28. So that data, roughly, if you summarize everything, it's approximately same 24 minutes, but it's just with exception that some plots are completed within 28 minutes, some within 21. And not sure why that happened. Might be because it doesn't have that many cores, and when the writing starts copying to the hard drive, this is where that performance downgraded and extra minutes are coming in place. This is my assumption, but still, yeah, we are running, it's supposed to be 5 Hertz, but I lowered it to 4.8 with little lower voltage just to test it out, because the temps are a little, probably even with the chiller, I think the temperatures are something that stays around 60. Yeah, and that's the i9 from Intel. Again, as you can see, it's 100% utilization on all cores. If you open this logical chart, you will see that it's pretty much busy compared to the Threadripper. Alright, back jump to here. Yep. So literally the system works very nice. It's a 60 plots a day. 6 terabytes equivalent from one system, from the one right here, but it's 250 gigs of RAM. We are running on a RAM disk in here, and another disk is SSD. It's M.2 2 terabyte, which doesn't really need to be 2 terabyte. It could be 500 gigs, since we're using 2 of them. I'm not going to explain the details how the MadMax works. You can watch a bunch of other videos. So this is just to show you the performance the system does. And yeah, it's very nice. I was trying to push it a little more, like 20 minutes, but unsuccessful. Try it in Ubuntu Linux system. Linux seems to be first phase table 1 starts 3 times faster, but then it stocks and it's just infinite number of minutes. It does not work, at least for me, that great as it works in the Windows. So I stick with Windows for now until those issues might be solved by the Max, where we'll build this plotter, and then we'll try it again. Yeah, so that's the results again. This is the system we're using. Everything again water cooled. And yeah, that's everything for now. Thanks for watching.